So, word on the street says that there is a new Nickelodeon game that is coming out, and I don't know what exact date it is, but apparently it is going to be a Super Smash Bros. Type game, and the game itself is going to be called Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Now, I've been waiting for Nickelodeon to do a Super Smash Bros. Type game for a while. I mean, Cartoon Network did one almost 10 years ago, and I personally thought that was pretty fun. So I was just kind of giddy when they finally decided or announced that Nickelodeon is going to be having a Smash Bros. Type game, and yeah, it does look pretty cool, but yeah, the roster. Don't get me wrong, I do kind of like the roster as it is, but yeah, I think there should be some characters that I would like to see in the game. So yeah, basically this video is going to be pretty much like a wish list type video of characters that I would like to see in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And the first character, well, let's transition. Okay, first we're going to start off with characters that I really think, or some franchises, I guess you'd say, with characters that I think really should be represented here. And the first character that I think should be in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, it's the boy Timmy Turner. Now, I don't know why he wasn't put in the initial roster to begin with, because Fairly Odd Parents has got to be one of the most popular niche shows, and one of the longest running as well. It ran for 10 seasons, and the show is still kind of popular today, so yeah, I think Timmy would also be a fun character in the game, and in this video I'll also be explaining what their movesets should probably be, and with Timmy Turner, I think he could have a pretty interesting moveset. Like, I think his recovery could probably be something, just you'd say in the vein of Sheik's recovery from Super Smash Brothers, where, Sheik turns into smoke and then appears higher, I guess you'd say. I think they could do something like that with Timmy, where maybe with his recovery, you could have him being poofed away up to a higher spot. And the other Smash attempts, I'm probably still thinking of, but if they do have like Final Smash type attacks in this game, I think it would be cool if Timmy kind of had like a transformation Final Smash, like a Wario Man or something, but he could be the Kleptovoichin Wonder. I think that could be pretty cool, but yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for Timmy. Now, on to the next character. So, the next character that really should be in Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl is, ironically, a character from a show that Fairly Odd Parents did a crossover with. I am, of course, talking about my boy Jimmy Neutron. Now, yeah, I think it should be another no-brainer for the roster in this game, because I mean, Jimmy Neutron, while it was very short-lived, I mean, it only had 3 seasons, the show is also still insanely popular to this day. Now, there's a crap ton of petitions to bring back the show, and yeah, it's still being talked about for quite a while, and it's also one of my personal favorite niche shows. Now, when it comes to Jimmy Neutron's playstyle, or what his kind of smash attacks or special moves could be. I think his recovery could probably be something kind of like how Dexter was in the Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, where he kind of has like a propeller to guide him back to the battlefield, or maybe it could be like Diddy Kong, where he uses his jetpack to like go in an arc to try and get back to the field. I think that could be pretty cool, and maybe even if for some other signature attacks, he could also be like Diddy Kong, like with his regular B move or regular smash or regular special move. He could use something like one of his freeze rays or something, and it could have kind of like a freezing effect. Now, when it comes to his like ultimate attack or final smash type move, that would be kind of hard for me to decide, but yeah, it would be cool if Jimmy Neutron was in the game. Anyways, now on to the next character. Okay, so the next character that I think should be in the game would be Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender. Again, another show that is not only one of my personal favorites, but is also very popular, and again, I think should be really a no-brainer for the roster. Now, when it comes to Aang's moveset, I think I think some characters that it could be probably somewhat similar to would be probably like how Ryu and Ken are in the Super Smash Brothers games. Like, I think his regular special attack could be a kind of Hadouken type move, and I think his kind of recovery should be something similar to like Zelda in Smash Brothers again. Now, this is kind of an interesting mechanic that I kind of thought of that would be kind of cool. I think it would be cool if Aang kind of had moves like or if Aang was kind of like a Pokemon trainer type character, where maybe if you push the down button or you hold down and then push a button, he actually changes between different elements. I think that would be pretty cool. Like, maybe he starts off airbending, and then if you push down B, he switches to water, and then to earth, and then the fire. I think that would be pretty cool if you ask me. And who knows, maybe even his ultimate attack could be something similar to Pokemon Trainer as well, with like using multiple different elements at once. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Aang. Now on to the next character. Okay, so for now, one of the last characters that I think should be in the game that doesn't have any representation at the moment, I think should be SJ9, or Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think this show is nearly as popular as some of the earlier shows that I mentioned, but it would be really cool to see Jenny in the game. I think she could have probably one of the coolest movesets in the game. I think her recovery could probably be something like a kind of like Pit from Smash Brothers. Okay, I'm gonna be comparing movesets to Smash Brothers quite a bit in this video, but yeah, I think it could be kind of like that, where maybe she could use her ear type things on the top of her head as kind of like wings to propel herself up back to the battlefield. And I know this is a kind of weird comparison, but I think she could kind of have like a Fox or a Falco type moveset, where maybe she could like fire lasers that out of her hands for like the regular smash attack, and maybe down special attack could be a reflector type move. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking of what the ultimate attack could be at the moment, but yeah, these are kind of the ideas that I guess you'd say I'm bringing forth. But anyways, for now on to the next segment. Okay, for the next segment, we're going to be talking about characters that are in a franchise that is being represented in the game, but I really think should be in the game still, to kind of coincide with some of the characters where there's only like one character. And first, we're going to start off with a character from Invader Zim, because, I mean, it's my favorite show. But yeah, okay, so Zim is one of the characters being represented in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which I think is very well deserved, because he's a fucking badass. But one question: where's Dib in the game? I'm just saying, because in the show Invader Zim, Zim and Dib are both rivals, and they try to compete with each other in pretty much every episode. So I think Dib should be a coincided character with Invader Zim. Now, again, his moveset could definitely be up for imagination. Now, again, this is another one that I was kind of sparking up, but I think it would be kind of cool if I know this sounds weird, but I think he could have a moveset maybe similar to Ness or Lucas from Smash Brothers, or in Smash Brothers. Now, you guys don't know how I came up with that. There is an episode called Div's Wonderful Life of Doom. Now, he did get put in a simulation pretty much, but yeah, it'd be cool if he kind of got powers similar to how he was in that episode. But yeah, like stuff kind of like PK Thunder, or maybe a Thunder type move, not straight up call it that, and other types of moves like the fire move and other stuff. But yeah, now his ultimate attack, I think it could be kind of like a transformation type one again. Like, he turns into his older self, ironically, from the Div's Wonderful Life of Doom episode, and maybe his moveset could be a bit different, or maybe the moves are just more powerful. It could really be up in arms. But anyways, now on to probably the last Zim character that I think should get some representation. Gur. They should just include Gur in the game. Now, what could his moveset be similar to? I think it could probably be something like how Rob was in the Super Smash Brothers games, but what exactly, I don't know. And his final smash again, or his final ultimate attack, could be similar to, again, transformation final smashes. Like, he could go into duty mode for his ultimate attack, but again, I'm kind of drawing a blank on what his whole moveset should be. But anyways, now on to the next character. So, Danny Phantom also got included in the game, which is very good. Although, considering Danny is in the game, I think we should also include his main villain or main arch nemesis in the series. I am, of course, talking about Vlad Plasmius. Now, I kind of have a bit of a, I guess you'd say, an interesting way they could probably tweak Vlad in the game, or how they can make his moveset. I think he could be like, kind of like Wolf also from the Smash Brothers series. Now, not necessarily in terms of using stuff like Wolf's moveset, but I guess to draw a comparison, Fox and Falco in the Smash Brothers series do have very similar movesets, although Wolf kind of takes their movesets, but actually tweaks some things, like made some of the moves different, to where he is kind of a clone of them, but unique at the same time. That's what I think they should do with Vlad, like, kind of make his moveset similar to Danny, but also make it different to where he's not just a complete clone. Now, what should his ultimate attack be? I think one that could be pretty interesting is maybe he could, I guess you'd say, suck the life out of his enemy or something, and he could regain some health back, or I don't know if they're using the percentage meter like in Smash, or maybe they're using traditional health bars, but I think it would be cool if he, like, grabbed a hold of the enemy and then basically sucked the life out of them, and he'd gain some health back, but I don't really know at the moment. Anyways, now on to the next character. Okay, now on to one that I'm actually kind of questioning. Now, Hey Arnold is a franchise being represented in the game, and for some reason they're including Helga in the game, but for some reason they're not including Arnold, which is kind of weird. Now, again, Hey Arnold is the franchise is already being represented, but I'm just saying, I think it's weird that they're including, well, technically Helga is a main character, but, Arnold is the main character in Hey Arnold, so I don't know why they didn't just put him in the roster already, but, what could his moveset be similar to? Or what could his moveset kind of be? Now, okay, to be honest, I don't actually really know what his moveset could be, but it maybe to the people who see this video, maybe you guys could come up with something, but yeah, I just think they should maybe put Arnold in some way. Anyways, now on to the next character, where I probably do have an idea of what it should be. Okay, again, this is another franchise where, yeah, it is being represented, but for some reason they're including a kind of side character and not the main characters. So, Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy is being included in the game. Now, that is a cool addition. Although, where are the main two characters themselves, Ren and Stimpy? Now, I personally think it would be kind of cool if they made it to where it would be, like, they're kind of like an Ice Climbers type character, where you're technically controlling two characters at once. Now, what could their moveset be? It'd probably be kind of similar to... Okay, now this is a little bit of a weird comparison, but again, I'm going to be mentioning the Charge Network Punch Time Explosion game again. I think their moveset could kind of be similar to something like Billy and Mandy in that game. Well, I kind of got the idea of that because, one of their attacks in Punch Time Explosion is shooting projectile snot, and considering Ren and Stimpy does have a lot of gross out, I think that would be perfect for Ren and Stimpy as a regular projectile move. Now, their recovery could be a bit interesting, where maybe Ren could grab Stimpy by the feet and use him as a kind of propeller to again propel himself back up to the battlefield. And their ultimate attack could, okay, this is a kind of weird one, but it could be kind of similar to Mewtwo's Final Smash in Smash 4. Now, in that one, he sent out a projectile and is pretty much using mind control, but the way that I was thinking is maybe Ren or Stimpy runs up to the closest enemy, or maybe tries to get as many enemies as he can in a certain amount of time. Then connects the kind of like dancing happy helmet thing from the Stimpy's invention episode, and then everyone could be dancing the happy, happy, joy, joy, and then at the end it does a certain amount of damage. I guess the way it would at least appear would kind of be like the Donkey Kong's kind of Congo bongo things from that was used in Brawl and Smash 4, but again, I'm trying to think outside the box, I guess you'd say, for their ultimate attacks and what their moves should be, but anyways, now on to the next character. Okay, for now, this is the last character that is whose franchise is already being represented, but I think should be in the game anyway. Okay, so SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy are all being represented in the game, which I think made sense. Although, where is the boy Squidward? Now, this isn't really a joke. I would like to genuinely see Squidward in the game. Now, what could his super special moves be? I think it would be cool if he kind of did some stuff with his clarinet. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird, but one that I think would be interesting is if... Okay, this is another kind of out-of-the-box episode comparison, but it would be cool if he kind of put his clarinet in his mouth, kind of like how it was in a Squidward and Clarinet Land. And it could be kind of like a charging type move where he charges up a blast from his clarinet and then fires it out. Now, yeah, I think there were kind of some side special moves could be kind of like the Squid Defense episode where I guess you'd say he puts on some karate gear and then rushes to the nearest enemy or to a certain length, I guess you'd say. And I think his bottom move could also be some stuff where his clarinet, where maybe he holds his clarinet out, and if he gets attacked, he hits him with a blast, I guess you'd say. And, I'm kind of curious what is... this is... I think it could be another transformation type ultimate attack where... the way that I'm thinking of it is in the episode Feral Friends, he got hit with like a kind of planet or some star type thing, and it turned him into a real life octopus. I think that's something it should try to be. To be kind of like Mr. Game & Watch's Final Smash in the Smash Bros. Games, where he turns into an octopus. But this one I think would make sense for Squidward. But anyways, now to transition into some very obscure characters. So, I only really have two characters that I think would be kind of interesting to be in the game, and I know probably no one else would probably think of adding these characters in the game, but the first character that I kind of have an idea what would be kind of interesting would be Kappa Mikey. Now, I don't know what his whole real name is, but yeah, if you're asking what Kappa Mikey is, now, I haven't seen a whole lot of the show, but the show is, I believe, a parody of anime, and parodies a lot of stuff like anime tropes. Now, given how at least his appearance on pictures I've seen and how he is in the show, or at least some clips that I've seen, I was thinking they could make him kind of like the Captain Falcon of the game, in a way. Like have moves kind of similar to Captain Falcon and that type of stuff, and, yeah, I'd be kind of curious on what his, ultimate attack could be. Maybe it could be kind of like Marth's Final Smash, I guess, but yeah, okay, now on to the next character, which, you guys are going to be shocked by this one. Now, this is serious. I would like to kind of see these guys in the game to see how they would be, but I think Parker and Josh from Mr. Meaty would be an interesting duo to be in the game. Now, Mr. Meaty is another very obscure show. Now, if you're asking what it is, this one I've actually seen a surprisingly high amount of episodes from, but basically it was this kind of like puppet show, I guess you'd say, for a lack of better terms, or they use like puppets in the show, and it basically just details the life of the two main characters. Now, I'm probably in the very small minority of people that actually kind of liked it, but if you're asking how I think they should kind of be in the game, Again, I think it would be made perfect sense if they were a duo, like I think Ren and Stimpy could probably be. And yeah, when it comes to their moveset, I think that would be kind of interesting. Now, I guess I could say the duo that I think that it should kind of be would be, again, to draw a comparison to the Cartoon Network Smash Bros. Game. They'd be like Mac and Blue from Punch Time Explosion, where they, again, complement each other or, like, use each other as a move. And I think their ultimate attack should. Okay, I think the guy's name is Josh. Maybe he could summon his dad to fight for them, and maybe you could control their dad, or maybe it's kind of like a Captain Falcon type move where they summon their dad and then it turns into like a cutscene ultimate attack. I think that would be kind of cool, but yeah. Anyways, now back to some characters that are kind of a mix of not only do they have no representation, but I think should be in the coincide with some of the characters I mentioned earlier. Okay, since I mentioned Aang from Avatar earlier in the video, I think they should put Zuko in the game. Now, yeah, again, since I mentioned Aang, I think it would be really freaking necessary to mention that I think Zuko should be in the game too. Now, how do I think his moveset should be? Now, okay, this would be just as weird as the kind of comparison I was drawing earlier with the Kappa Mikey character idea, but you know how Captain Falcon and Ganondorf are basically like clones of each other, or at least in the modern ones, Ganondorf is kind of similar to Captain Falcon, but does have unique differences. Well, considering Zuko is a firebender, I think it would make perfect sense for Zuko to have fire type moves. Like, again, his main one could be kind of a Falcon Punch type move. He'd run up to someone and basically use like a fire choke type move, and yeah, there is some stuff to leave up to the imagination, but I think Zuko's ultimate attack could kind of be like Ike's from Smash Brothers, where he lifts a certain amount of all the enemies up into the air, well, depending on how many he hits with it. And then he does like a series of punches or kicks or basically attacks, and you know, kind of like Great Ether. And yeah, I think that would be kind of an interesting thing to do with them. But anyways, now on to the next character. Okay, so the last real character that I think should be in the game, I'd probably have to say Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. Now again, this is one where I'm kind of deciding on what their moveset could be, but yeah, I don't really know what to say at this moment, but actually, there was one more character that I think should be represented, and that man is Drake Bell. Okay, I'm kidding. He would be way too overpowered in the game. You get a very overpowered attack boost for every kid on the field. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, but anyways, that was kind of my wish list for characters that I think should be in the new Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl game. Now, this is just, again, a wish list type video. I will not, like, harass the developers to include them in the game, nor would I advise other people to do that. But anyways, I'm T-Pop, and see you guys later.